Speaking of everything he gave me, this isn't it. There's a bunch of stuff still out in my car that I have yet to bring in. Appreciate you sticking through this because this is a lot of stuff to go through. Going to Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and other places and looking for really good deals on old Nitro planes and stuff that needs fixed up. I love doing that stuff. So if you really like that stuff, let me know. If you have any input on what the stuff was that we went over today, there's an awful lot of stuff there that I don't understand. So let me know what those things are and when I should use them. If you like this kind of content, let me know because I would love to keep doing this kind of thing. Now let's take a look at all the other stuff I got in this deal. I don't know about you, but I think that's quite a haul. Let's open up these boxes and see what's inside. He was showing me while I was there, but I didn't really understand everything. If there's something that you see here that you can explain that I don't quite understand, drop a comment in the description so I can learn. I figure we may as well start at the front of the pile and just work our way back and see what all's here. So this looks like these are gas tanks. Smaller gas tanks, so 2 ounce up to 24 ounce. Some kind of electric fuel pump. All right, so a whole box of gas tanks. These will come in handy. Next we have this long package of tubes, and I believe he said these are what you typically use for servo push rods. Yeah, right there, it says lightweight flexible push rods. There's all kinds of different sizes in here, so those will probably come in handy. Next box is an entire box of covering. I don't know what brand this is. Let's see if any of them still have the, yep. Wow, monocoat. So I've got 1, 2, 3 yellow, 1 blue, 1 red, an empty roll, and 2 whites. And it looks like they're all probably monocoat. He included the 3 boxes for the Futaba radios. I imagine these are somewhat empty. Maybe they'll have manuals. Yep, there's a manual. And it looks like there's some other stuff in here. I'm not really sure what that would be for. This shows how to display your frequency on some kind of a hanger that might be in here somewhere. This looks like some sort of servo case. Right, if I remember correctly, they used to have the servos included with the transmitters. So you'd buy a kit and it would come with the transmitter and a series of servos. Well, that's pretty cool. I'll check the other 2 boxes really quick and see if there's anything different in them. This one actually has the little flag that shows that it's 72 megahertz. Pretty cool. It's also neat that some of these still have price tags on them. This one says $259.95. That's actually a little cheaper than transmitters go for today, but back then, this was a lot more money. Last Futaba transmitter box. Just more of the same. Servo pieces, neck strap, a little bit of foam, and some other bric-a-brac. There wasn't a lot in these boxes, but it's still neat to have those. Next we have the transmitters that came in those boxes. I've charged up all of these using one of the charging cables that's right here. First time I've used one of these charging cables. Dead simple. Literally just plug this into the side and then plug your nickel metal hydride or NiCad, I can't remember what kind of battery it is, plug it into this side. Is there a way to tell when a battery is completely charged? With the transmitters, it has this little meter at the top, which is really handy, but the battery that goes to the receiver and the servos, how do I know if it's actually charged? Drop that in the comments for me, please. I really need to know that before I wreck my planes. I'll put his dust cover back on here, and then we'll set these out of the way. The next couple of boxes are gonna be bigger, so I moved the camera up so you could see the whole thing. This is the original box from the PT40. He built it from a kit, and he's left me a whole supply of balsa offcuts and full sheets in here. This is gold. I know this does not go cheap these days. I've seen prices for this kind of stuff on eBay and Amazon, and I'm super glad to have it. There's a nice metal rod. There's two of them here actually. Some wing spars. Those could be for the PT40. It's difficult for me to tell. I really don't know for sure. This alone is super valuable these days. I'm gonna put this to good use. The next box is from his 4-star 40 that he built and I just bought. And it is filled with some balsa and the plans. The plans for, well, that's not the gear for this, so this is probably plans for the PT40. And then I would imagine the plans for the other planes are in here too. Here's an owner's manual for the 4-star 40. That's really cool to have. Right now I'm in the middle of building my own first kit, and it's also a SIG. It's a SIG something extra. If you want to see videos of that, I've got a couple up already. I want to publish more videos from that, but the videos don't tend to do that well. So if I get enough people requesting those videos, I can get them out there and then start completing it. It's at the point now where I can start putting the covering on. I just stalled out with everything else that I want to do. There's the PT40 instruction manual, super cool. Here's the plans for the 4-star 40. He's cut a few things out to make it easier on himself. And there's even a cool Great Plains sticker. Super cool. This is one of the bigger boxes, but I think a lot of it is not related to what I'm doing. Here's an old high-tech transmitter for an RC car. I didn't get the car in this package. I think he just said this was left over from the gear he had. This looks like a brushed Losi racing motor, probably also from that RC car. There's the high-tech receiver for the car. And some steering servos. Very nice. Here's a little motor. I think these were for control line. Somebody tell me in the comments what this is. This is really cool looking though. Nylon snap-on spinner, various props, a collection of servos. I do need some servos for that yellow plane over there, the 4-star 40. And I know there's a couple bags in some of this stuff that he gave me, so I'm gonna have to find the best ones that are here. These say they are Airtronics, Servo 94394, and they all look like the same type. This one says High-Tech Aristocraft HS403. So 3 of the Airtronics and 1 High-Tech. Here's a whole engine. I just realized that's difficult to see on camera. Let's take it out. There, so it's a Royal 25. I don't know what that insignia is. It almost looks like a chicken, but not quite. Master air screw, exhaust deflector, tank, and landing gear in the bag. I think he said this runs, so I could possibly put this into something else, but since it's only a 25 size, it'd have to be a pretty small plane. Here's some RC car wheels. That'd be neat on a plane. They're not all that heavy. Here's another engine with a big S on it. Is that a Super Tigre or something? Yeah, it's a Super Tigre 45. Made in Italy. Ooh, my one friend who's really into engines like this, he says the good Super Tigres are the ones made directly in Italy. I guess they changed where they made them later on, so that is probably a quality engine right there if it still works. This, oh, I remember. He said that this one, he broke the exhaust on it here. So you could see that's just been sheared off right there. So if I would want to use this, I'd have to get a new exhaust for it. Anybody know where I can find one? I don't really know what this is. Looks like a little plastic nose cone kind of thing. It says it's called a DNR Power Pod from RC Products. Weighted nose cones. push rod, landing gear spring, and a couple pair of landing gear. Let's package this one back up and go to the next box. Let's go back to some smaller boxes. This looks like a whole kit of just random stuff. So we got an engine mount, got a starter with jumper cables, engine mount, another engine mount. Here's some 2 3/4 inch tires, tiny engine mount, ball connector with locking sleeve. That's something I really don't know what this kind of thing is for. Another engine mount, switch and charge jack mounting set. I know what this is. He has one in every one of the 3 planes that I bought. There's another one. Nice top flight propeller, 10 by 6. Here's a bag of switches and, well, yeah, it's just all different types of switches. Long axles. There's a pilot you can put together and paint. Oh, and you can actually connect it to a servo. That's pretty cool. Tiny wheel, easy adjust axle. Okay. Not entirely sure what some of these would be used for. V-tail mixer for V-tail airplanes and for flaperons. None of the stuff that I bought from him was a V-tail or flaperon, so this must have been for something else or something he had planned and never got to. A fuel filter, always good to have. Another ball connector, clevises with swivels, another tiny wheel. I'm assuming this is just for a very small plane. Swivel link on center. At least this one has an image of what it does, but I'll have to really look at this to understand it. I don't really grasp the idea of what you use this for at the moment. Heavy duty tiller bar. Tiller sounds like it's for a boat or something. I'm not really sure. Maybe for float set? I don't know. Heavy duty push rod connector. Okay. It says nose gear something, but I can't pull the sticker back. It just looks like a sprung front nose gear. From SIG though, that's pretty cool. This looks like a collection of needle valves and some bolts. Servo horns. Glow plug connector lead. Is that for like if you have an auto start on your Nitro engine? I've heard they make those, but I haven't seen one before. Tell me what that's about. This looks like some kind of filter. Is that a clunk for a tank maybe? Yeah, this looks like it's just a bunch of accessories for fuel line. 256 threaded ball link, socket head cap screws. They're not all the same in there, so he's clearly used a few and then put a couple back in. There's a random clevis sitting in here. Quick stripe model striping tape. When you put this on, does it need heat like the covering, or can this just stick as is? There's another glow plug connector lead. More tires, this time 2.5 inches from Uproar. Must have been another airplane he had. Ball connector with locking sleeve, that's like the 3rd or 4th one of those. Bolt sets with a hex wrench included. Not sure, this is just kind of a selection of little plastic pieces and a couple of metal pieces. I'm not really sure what this is. Maybe there's a card in here somewhere for them. Easy adjust axle. Okay, this one actually has the photo showing what it is. Oh, that makes more sense now. Okay, so instead of bending your axle, you use these as 90-degree adjusters. Nice. This looks like servo horns for your control surfaces. Tail wheel bracket. Tons of plastic hinges for surfaces. That's going to be super useful. I hear these work really great even in foam planes. And I have ripped off ailerons and elevators on my planes. Now I've got nice nylon or plastic hinges to put them back on. Blind nuts. I know what these are from building my SIG something extra over there in the corner. And the last thing in this box is a set of 3-inch tires from Great Plains. Geez, fitting it back in there is a pain in the butt. Okay, we've only got 3 things left. We've got this box, the field box and this toolbox back here. All right, so there's some plywood and more plywood, 2 different thicknesses. Here's a covering cutter. I don't know how to use this one, but I can figure it out. And it comes with the package and the directions. Here's some lead out wire. I don't know what that would be for. What's lead out wire for? Heat gun, covering tool. And he said this was a heat sock of some sort. So I assume that goes on top of the heat sealing tool, but it's awfully big. It says hot glove. Perfect partner for any modeler who uses a heat gun. I think that's actually big enough for your hand, so you can use your hand to press down the monocoat. Toolbox time. This was some sort of cleaner that a friend recommended to him that I guess it helps prevent fuel from soaking into the wood, or if you have an accident, it will pull the fuel out of the wood. If you know, let me know below. Here's another bag of servos. This one's a Futaba S5101. These 3 are all Futaba FPS148s, and this last one has no sticker on it whatsoever, so I don't know what that one is. Now this is a mystery. I have no idea what this is. I guess it plugs into a receiver or a servo or something, and then it's just this plastic tube with a plastic thing inside there. It looks like it might be an old beeper. So I really don't know for sure what that is. Is this a tester of some sort? There's a trainer cable for the Futaba radios. Some foam, 2 1/4 inch spinner. Here's the box for the OS Max 46. And there's instructions and directions and stuff in here for it. Here's the box for the OS Max 40FP. And the directions and instructions and stuff for that one. Giant bag of servo horns. From Fontana 90, use a Dean's plug set to reinstall charge plug. 1/25/2010. Well, I didn't get a Fontana 90, so that must have been an old plane he had. Here's some more servos. More Futaba FPS148s, both of these guys. Here's a bag of servos and the receiver. So I'm hoping that that receiver works with my 4-star 40 over there. These servos are Futaba S5101s. Is this the hardware I should put in the 4-star 40, or did you see something else throughout everything we've gone through that I should use? I'm kind of leaning towards this because there's my receiver and every servo I would need. Last are these 2 packages up here. This is Futaba receiver crystals. Looks like they have the channel numbers labeled on them. So there's a 54, there's a 37. This one's taped over, but it looks like it says 36 on the crystal. This one's taped over, but it looks like it says 24 on the crystal. Why would these 2 be taped over? Is there a reason for that? And then here's another bag of crystals with a little tool probably to pull out the crystals. That's super handy. There's a brand new crystal in there for channel 49. And the last package are some brand new nickel metal hydride batteries. He said he got these just about 1 or 2 years ago, so these should still be really good batteries. He replaced the batteries in the PT40 and one of the other 2 planes, so I can grab one of these for the 4-star 40 and have 2 spares. And last is the flight box. Let's take a look at what's up here first. Bottle of Windex, paper towels, props. He explained this to me already. This is a charger to charge up the battery in here. Not sure what the tube is for. Box of rubber bands, not bad, but I'll probably just replace these. Stickers from 2024. Glow plug power adapter, spinner, looks like a homemade chicken stick, and the cap for the fuel can on the side here. Let's see what's in the little drawers. Nylon wing bolts, switches, a couple of servo connectors, multimeter and testers, tiny wheel, an assortment of screws and bolts here, an adapter for the power panel on the side to a servo, servo ends with a little bit of wire, prop balancer, pins, nuts, bolts, and clevises, nylon steering arm, wheel collars, push rod connectors. I don't know what this is. It says it is J-Series dual servo extension. Okay. Oh yeah, I could see it now. Servo extension, glow plugs, power connectors, nylon CA hinges, some razors and pins, a fuel filter, fuel line clamps, cap screws. That's super cool. An AMA pilot pin. There's a little scrap of balsa in here that says neutral top of wing, 4-star 40, aileron position guide. Some zip ties down there, some notes, an instruction manual for the multimeter, and a fuel deflector. Let's go to the next drawer. A yellow plane piece. He said this was not part of the 4-star 40, so this plane may no longer exist. Razor blades of different sizes, glow plug igniter, 4-way wrench, probably for glow plugs. Here's a collection of wheel collars. That looks like a battery of some sort. Anybody know what that's for? Filter attached to some line. It's a collection of screwdrivers, hex drivers and stuff. I don't know what this one is. It looks like a security bit. This is shaped really weird and it almost feels like it's a cutter. So if you know what this is, let me know. Power adapters for the side panel. No clue. I think that's a little engine wrench of some sort. It says OS on it. This looks like a charger for the igniter. I think he said you put this in that side like that. Some more hex wrenches and a little Leatherman, which somehow has absolutely no rust and looks perfect. This box also comes with a fuel pump, which none of my other boxes have. And here's the power panel. He said he replaced the battery in here just recently. And I forgot to mention the big pile of foam, and he made these coverings for all of his planes. For all the real ones that are still watching, I appreciate you sticking through this because this is a lot of stuff to go through. I'm gonna have a lot of fun flying these planes. I'd really like to take one out tomorrow, but we'll see if I feel confident enough. This turned into a much longer video than I thought it would, so thanks for everyone who stayed. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. If you like this kind of content, let me know, because I would love to keep doing this kind of thing. Going to Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and other places and looking for really good deals on old Nitro planes and stuff that needs fixed up. I love doing that stuff. So if you really like that stuff, let me know. Also, if you have any input on what the stuff was that we went over today, there's an awful lot of stuff there that I don't understand. So let me know what those things are and when I should use them. Until then, I think the planes I've got so far are simple enough to be able to take out right now. I just need to test and fill them up and take them out. And with the yellow 4-star 40, I have to install the receiver and the servos. That'll probably be its own video separate from everything else. Next, I want to take the trainer and the red plane out to the field for some test flights, so stick around for that video. And eventually we're going to get the yellow 4-star 40 set up, and I'm going to take it out for a maiden as well. Well, that's it for now. Can't wait to see you guys again. I'll see you then.